It's you! Come on in and join us!
Y'all, we're taking our snowmobiles out today with Barrister and Mann!
It's a beautiful morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
But on Wednesdays and Saturdays.
We are the Barbershop Duet!
Hey, y'all, come on in. Thank you for finding our little barbershop. If you happen to be here during one of the live premieres, why, come on in the live chat. Join the Whiff Pack, a cool group of folks hanging out from all over the world. They'd love to meet you, too.
They would. And for our mention today, Will, the man himself at Barrister and Mann, has sent us a sample of his EDP, Romance in Middlesex County. When we asked if this would ever be a shave soap, he said, no, the oil is far too expensive. So from the sales page at Barrister and Mann, an understated, elegant floral characterized by a fresh, juicy tangerine opening underlaid with coffee and apricot. The scent softens into something strongly reminiscent of apricot skin and contains a huge combined dose of Egyptian jasmine absolute and the Indian jasmine distillate Motia mucalat. Romance in Middlesex County was composed as a birthday gift, but was so well received we've decided to release it to the general public. Quote, love unconditionally, and may this perfume be with you during the happiest times of your life. Will Carius from Barrister and Mann. Okay.
Y'all, I am so excited, and if we spray it right now, we might not be able to accurately spray promises. So we're going to do a little magic and come back at the end of the episode. Boy, do you have a fun episode in store for you. And it is time to smell our new EDP.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Hey, I got us a little paper here for us.
There you go. All right.
Wow, I think I'm already smelling something. Okay, let's see.
Oh.
Oh, it's charming. That's fun.
The coffee and apricot. Do you get how those are coming together?
And somehow it's the fuzzy apricot skin it's talking about. And then the jasmine-y floral stuff is beautifully intertwined.
This is a personality soap. I feel like I know this person.
Right?
I'm just not sure who it is.
Oh, I would definitely wear something like this. It's funny. I don't know how my brain perceives those colors interacting, but I really get that caramely, honey, ambered kind of color.
And they're sitting on a bed of the most beautiful, delicate florals, y'all, and not white ones. I'm seeing like collared florals in my mind, peonies and kind of things like that.
Something about the coffee meeting those different sides of the jasmine.
Those jasmine notes.
They are a really cool like base. It's almost like if a jasmine could have like a bark to it.
Right.
That's the visual I'm getting.
And its bark is way worse than its bite. Jasmine, being one of those little white flowers, can get awfully sweet awfully fast. And what I love when I see that two versions of a jasmine note are being brought together, it's usually to take those edges off. Neither one lets the other one get too high or syrupy sweet, so that you can really dive into the character of the jasmine and explore it. That's the true nature of this.
And this is super fun smelling during winter because it even starts with a juicy tangerine along with the apricot. And it's fun to get that on the seasonal switch somehow. And there's something about this scent I would want to preserve to use for like a day to create memories with.
Right.
Like it has just a very specific type of scent to it that I'd want to be able to have that perfume bottle to go back to and be like, oh, that's such a memory connected to it.
And then for me, I even get the sense that this person started their day with a bubble bath or something beautiful, soapy underneath.
I get
all
that.
of it. Ooh,
oh my goodness.
Very nice, Will.
I am glad that this is offered as an EDP. I understand that it's too expensive to have as a shave soap. So I will savor this as an EDP because it is exactly the scent mix and quality and formulation that it should be.
Right. And what is our soap today?
Yes, our soap is about some promises here, y'all. Little adventure coming at ya.
Grab your snowmobile, y'all. We're gassing them up. All right, y'all. So from the sales page at barristerandmann.com.
Winter in upstate New York brings a special charm. The opening of deer season, the crackle of wood stoves, and the mountains adorned with sparkling snowcaps. Yet amidst these seasonal delights, the reopening of snowmobile trails stands out as a particularly exhilarating event. Promises pays homage to this thrilling time of year, capturing the essence of warmth and camaraderie experienced while sipping a hot drink from a thermos on the trail with friends. And then there's some scent notes we can't read yet.
Y'all, and the reason I got this one is because I remember one scent note, and it somehow alluded to the fact that you were going to be smelling the exhaust from the idling snowmobiles, hinted at by some of the woods and florals. Y'all, I shaved with Presto the other day, which gives you hints of gasoline inside of its florals, and it is magical. I am so excited for this one. Let's open the box. All right, y'all, so a little look behind the scenes. We have a long list of Halloween and Christmas movies that we get through from September to December. So we have not yet watched A Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, so we are completely unprepared to review 42. But stay tuned, because we bought the movie, and we will.
It's happening.
But this is the one we are excited to show you, and we even picked this up on a sale so we can do these as a set,
Perfect
y'all.
friends.
We are so excited. Are you ready to go out for some adventures?
I think so.
All
Let's
right,
do it.
let's hit the snow. It's probably just me, but I love it when a shave soap comes with a seal on it, so you know that your schnoz is the only one that's been in this tub. Thank you, Will. Zingari does it too. Hogs.
Yeah.
You know who you are.
Ready for this?
I want you to go first.
Oh, me!
This
Oh, my
could
goodness!
be anything with Barrister and Mann, from the wild to the nostalgic, and I want to see your face and ask you some questions. All right,
I'm
take
actually
it.
really excited because it seems like a fun adventure
I
kind
know,
of soap. Like
I
a lot
know.
of the other holiday ones are cozy. You want to stay in. This one is not. This one's get out and enjoy the snow.
And we have our season of the witch brush, because I thought this might be a stick that you'd run over in your snowmobile. All right, here we go. Take it in.
Ooh, I'm excited. Even just looking at those trees, a little holly. I really tried not to read the end notes, so I'm diving in blind here.
Fabulous label.
Let's see. Oh, it's fun. It really does. It starts off kind of in a fun, rugged way. Like,
Yeah.
I really am outdoors.
Right.
And then it goes into... It's not as, like, cold smelling as I thought it would be.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Not that there'd be menthol, but I really thought I'd get more of the chill in my nose.
Right.
So I feel like I'm cozy on my snowmobile. It's colder outside, but then maybe whatever I'm drinking in my mug is
Right.
helping make that more of a, feel warm and cozy.
Right, that's what it referenced. Yeah,
Right.
love
Okay. It's one of those ones that you need a long whiff for in a
Nice.
good way, but there's a lot happening. So.
Now, does it initially wash over you as a gourmand, since it did reference something hot and warm in a thermos?
No, I don't think so. I think I'm. It's more a place.
Gotcha.
And it's fun because I really do feel like I'm in upstate New York somewhere. Like now that we've had a few that have similar hints at that from them,
Right.
there's something that's common with those, like the spice or the woodsy, the dampness in the air from winter. Like that part is still here.
Oh, you see that? That's like 9 guys with their hands up. They want to know if there's actually exhaust in here. Can you kind of smell that of an idling snowmobile?
I think near the end, I'm getting a hint at it. I think more of what I'm getting is I almost can feel like I can smell my snow boots. I can smell like there's a little bit of that exhausty kind of feel happening. But to me, my brain's almost getting it more of like a leather or something else that I'd be having on while I'm on the
Gotcha.
snowmobile. So it's
Right.
not overwhelmingly the exhaust. It's just setting the setting, maybe?
Right. Well, my folks used to live up in the snow, and I would keep all of my snow clothes in a special closet, and they had their own special smell to them
Right.
because they're made differently. So that was kind of an experience of getting dressed to go out for Victorian
Yeah.
Christmas and putting all my warmies on. And
Right. Like, I think my brain at first was picking it up as more of a leather or like the rubber soles of your shoes. Like, I
Whoa.
don't think my brain got right away that it's
Right.
the exhaust, but I see how it is meant to be. Like, I think once we lather it, I think that'll be more potent.
You see that? That's like 9 other guys with their hands up. They want to know if the Barrister and Mann mystique is in here. So, y'all, if you are fans of Barrister and Mann, like us, there is this mysterious, dark, spicy, slightly danky note that is found in a lot of the Barrister and Mann colognes and helps kind of build a foundation of their charm. Some don't have it, a Dodge Yo, knocking on heaven's door, but most delightfully do. Do you find it in this soap?
Yeah, that's what I was hinting at. Like, when we just had the one that had more of like the apple.
Right. Yeah, Nocturne.
Yes, that it has a similar thing to that outdoorsy upstate New York
Right.
vibe in a different way, but my brain connected to that immediately.
Right, and here's why I love Nocturne. My grandfather lived on a farm, E-I-E-I-O, where they would pack fruit from time to time, and there is a fabulous scent to that place where they would pack that fruit and where they would do the business of the farm and the ranch. And inside of that place, there is a slight squinchy note, but the rest of it is gorgeous and beautiful. But without that squinchy note, you wouldn't know you were there. And so when he did Nocturne, he added that special, sweet, slight smell of fruit rot that you know if you have ever been on a farm or like at a farmer's market or something like that. So I love that with this, he's not going to shy away from everything that's naturally going to be there because he didn't in Nocturne.
No, and that's what I was hinting at the beginning. I knew immediately that I was in that sort of location of upstate New York that he's painted with before with scents, and it's here. There is a sense of adventure. There is that rugged kind of part coming through.
Right.
So I don't want to say it's less cozy, but you're out to have a fun time.
Right.
Versus some of the other ones that I feel like it's just to set the cozy kind of holiday or little fall vibes. This one to me, it's there, but then it's turned up in different ways to add that adventure stuff.
Right.
There is not as much like evergreen or something that I was expecting, just thinking like outdoors snowmobiling through the trees.
That's what I would think too.
It's there, but it's not as, I'm not standing in the trees themselves.
Right.
They're just around. They're like, it's more of an open area, I feel like, on these trails.
My monkey brain thought this was just going to start with pure evergreen and go from there.
I did too. So that's why I wanted to throw that out there.
Do you get a sense of snow?
There's a sense of like quiet. And I think that's coming through at the end. Maybe more in the splash. There's something that is a little evergreeny on the exit, but it's not as potent. So I feel like the snow is on the trees. So that's kind of taming down that scent. And I there's something so open about this scent. Like even if you look at here and on the label, like I can just see white everywhere with some trees. And that's coming through here in a very cool way.
That's awesome. I love you said quiet because sound does not travel well through water. And when you're standing in the middle of a snowstorm, it's one of the quietest places you will ever know on the planet Earth.
Right.
So I love that that's in there.
So I don't hear like the snowmobile rumbling under my feet.
Right.
I really do feel like you stepped off and you're having your little drink break from your thermos. Like it's around you, but it's not in there.
I want some promises made to me. Let's see what happens here. All right. Chin Chin.
Oh, that was a shorter whiff. I went for a long.
It's way lighter and sweeter than I thought it would be. But I totally get the sense of snow and almost the sense of sort of a rocky stone, like a granite or a marble that's going to go along with it. Whoa.
Peeking out of the snow or
My
something.
brain showed this theater kid the graveyard scene from Phantom of the Opera.
Oh, there you go.
And I love that you said the hint of a leather boot is segueing into the exhaust of the snowmobiles because, y'all, that's the trail of that particular scent adventure in this soap. But there's like 3 more.
Yes.
There's like 4 storylines for this.
Right. I feel like you just took your helmet off and like that's the whiff you're getting.
Right. Well, on one side, I do get nature and the snow and the trees and the ground and the leaves and all of it. And then on the other side, I totally get what I'm wearing and even the hint of a flannel. And then I get the snowmobile and those slight hints of exhaust. And if you were a ditto sniffer like I was, you love those kind of scents. So it kind of depends which one I want to use as my keynote to come into this is where it takes me on the adventure. Okay, hold on.
There's something crisp in there.
Right.
And I can't figure out if it was more a tree, more the snow vibes, but something's in there.
And you know, how sweet would you say this goes on a scale of 1 to 10?
That's intriguing. If I don't think like a gourmandy lane, if I just think like sweeter, it is surprisingly gentle on that side.
I'd say a 4 for me out of 10. Not crazy sweet.
Right.
But an 8 when it comes to charming.
Yeah.
I would say it's up there with Vespers on the charm level.
I agree. And I feel like there's something like a star anise or something in the middle that's really helping you get from one side of just more of the exhaust behind you and then what you're looking at, like the picture in front of you.
100%. But y'all, I bet you there is a list of exquisite scent notes. And if I know Will's nose, a few of them are going to be surprises. Let's take a look. All right, y'all, going back to the sales page at barristerandmann.com.
Infused with, I don't think I would have guessed this one first, orange, bergamot.
Those are the citrus.
Yeah, that's the crisp thing, I think.
Oh, I love that. And they're not overly prominent and they're not adding the sweet. So imagine like a dry, savory heart of orange and bergamot. That's what we've got here. And this is what's giving you the sweet. This next ingredient.
Real honey.
Not real honey flavor. I've been duped by that before. That beautiful natural sweet of raw honey. And then
this is what's in the thermos. Whiskey lactone, peat, and nutmeg. Whoa, ho, ho.
y'all, peat as in like peat moss, peat bogs, and nutmeg. This is why we love Will's nose. Where else are you ever going to smell even those two up against each other? Do you sense sort of a hot toddy going on in here, that whiskey note?
That's so funny. I think my brain wasn't... I was getting that more as like what I was wearing.
Right.
But now that I smell for it...
I'm kind of getting like the oak barrel the whiskey was cured in along with the spice of the whiskey without an alcohol note.
Further heightened by the incorporation of high-grade saffron molecules, lending an industrial yet nostalgic character reminiscent of idling sleds.
Yo, what an adventure. For a lot of our favorite shaving soaps, every single note is crowd-pleasing and the way they come together is even better. But what I love about Will's nose is he is able to discover those notes that may not on their own be at all crowd-pleasing. But he knows that once you put that laurel with that Hardy, amazing things start to happen. And it opens up deep and wild adventures not offered anywhere else in the shaving soap world. And this is one of those. And we have a splash. Should we try this out? Hold on. Again, sealed for your protection. And sometimes these are very indicative of the soap they represent. And sometimes they have whole new adventures to take you on. Would you like a little bit of this?
I'm curious with that saffron we read now. Like, now I smell it. I just didn't realize.
Whoa. Whoa. I love how that leather is binding with the saffron, is binding with the whiskey. And the citrus is what says goodbye. It's not what meets you. That's fabulous.
The peat level in here is matched perfectly. Like, there's something that welcomes you in. It just sets the tone, and you know you can beat, like, you can tell there's a snowmobile in your presence. But then it goes off into the nature side. Like, it's a fun little kind of dance happening.
And I think it's a spicier, more crowd-pleasing version of oak moss, accomplishing the same thing, but I'm loving how he alludes to a gourmand in this and how I can actually find it. It's not the whole thing, but it's like 30-40% of what might be in that thermos is in this soap.
It's funny. Now that it's drying down, I get it more. But if you smell for the saffron, I think that takes me in. And oddly, that takes me more into the snowmobile adventure side of it. If I smell for the citruses, that just keeps me on the top of it with a little whatever's in my thermos, that side.
And you know what's cool? 0 florals.
Right.
There's not a single flower in here. And I think that is different for the shaving soap world too, because normally when we have found snow, we have found small white flowers that help hint at that. Not here. This is done in a much more masculine way. Some of this is hinting at floral, but it is certainly not. And that kind of alludes to the charm that these notes have when Will builds his pyramid. This is a wild scent.
Okay, and then here's the rest. Promises offers a sensory journey through northeastern wintertime, inviting you to embrace the crisp air and boundless adventure of the season. Packaged in a 4-ounce bottle and proudly made in the USA, this fragrance evokes memories of snow-laden landscapes and the warmth of shared experiences against the backdrop of wintry trails, with caution for those sensitive to bee-related substances due to the inclusion of real honey. See? This scent invites you to revel in the magic of winter and let the snowfall be your companion.
You scared me a little when you said leather, but I'm sitting here going, without that beautiful leathery, suede-y note, this would be lost. That's the ground this is standing on, and it's firm. And I love that because it's so unapologetic, but it's so beautifully in the balance. It's not even the first thing my nose found.
No, but the crisp air part is really coming through on the splash as well.
Right. Citrus is a little more prominent in the soap. Oh, what a beautiful balance this is, because I think it's been a little bit reformulated in the splash.
It's this blended perfectly, though. Like everything we've been reading, they really come together in the splash. And I think it might be time to take this deeper into the woods.
You know, let's do that, Bill Lather. Will's soaps always remind me of Dickensian novels. They are so densely packed with rich characters and interesting storylines. It can be your 5th or 6th experience, and you're still finding brand new things or brand new ways to look at things in these adventures. And y'all, this is how we're going to build our lather. We're going to start by destroying this beautiful ultra smooth pour that Barrister and Mann provides. But take a look. You can kind of get a sense of the consistency here. A little bit like butter out of the fridge. It's kind of the hardness of this soap. And then where did you get this very beautiful bowl at the very beginning of our journey?
It really was one of my first bowls from Barrister and Mann.
Do you want to show folks how that works?
Yes. So your little brush just sits on the side there. Perfect.
Very convenient.
If I need a bright kind of smiley shave, I will grab this just for the bright fun yellow of this bowl. Are you smelling something down here? He's ready.
Would you like to explain to the folks how you're about to build this phenomenal ladder?
Yeah, so we start at the top here. After you've sprayed, let the water just kind of drizzle down. And then we go from the top and we circle one way. Then you circle it the other way. Get on the bristles there.
It's not a completely dry brush. They are a little bit wet from the water that you've sprayed onto the soap.
And then after you've gone both directions, you spin your brush. 25%. And then you go one way, get a little more on those bristles. Other way.
Push down, find the backbone a little bit.
And then we do a little spin.
Spin it. You're going to start to find a spirograph pattern on the bottom of the bowl.
And as we get more of this soap into the bristles, and it feels like it's about time, then you can dive down and get where the water's hanging out at the bottom here.
I'm getting new whiffs from over here. You smelling it?
I am. Actually, the citruses are really kind of becoming a thing now.
I'm getting leather over here. I think each one has its own unique throw, how far it's supposed to go.
Right. It's funny because we do talk a lot about like scent dancing back and forth. This one has like different sides to the personality.
Yeah, this isn't a tug of war. This is more of a synchronized swimming routine.
There you go. Check out this snow on my brush here. Look at that. Leather.
The season of the witch has frozen over.
All right, my friends. So, I know we don't do shaving on our channel here, but
don't.
we want to show you how this lather works on your lovely
I will
low
be your guinea pig. Look at this, y'all. Look at this. Dry face.
How thick that is. My
And
goodness.
yet, I could take any razor to it right now. Beautiful.
I forget how soft this brush is, too. They're good friends with
Feel
this
that
lather.
cushion on this lather? It is unmatched.
It's almost like what you think snow's going to feel like when you touch it. Besides,
Right.
it's not. It's
When
more
you're a
icy.
little kid, they let you out of the car for the first time. They go, here, play in the snow,
Right.
and you hit it, and it's hard.
Right. You think it's going to be like powdered sugar? Oh, no. But this has the cushion that snow should have. It's funny, when you're explaining the scent, I feel like when we first started, people would be like, why would you put that on your face? Like people that hadn't smelled much shaving soaps yet. But there's something about this that really does just take you immediately to the adventure.
The longer you are in this hobby, the more your nose knows how to and where to discover those scent notes that you didn't like when you first started the hobby, but now you understand them. Now you understand how they're adding to each other. And now something in you starts to crave them, and I can't really explain it.
It's interesting to me. It almost reminds me of the first time we smelled firework and how distinct that was to the
Right.
holidays. There's something in this that has that same thing, but for like the winter side of it.
And I love how the honey and the citrus are coming together, much like what would be in that thermos. And then with a good hefty hit of whiskey on top of that.
Yep.
What a lovely scent adventure this is.
Right? I'm really glad that we got this when we did and we kept it because it's a good scent to have that's not connected to any of the holidays. Like some of the other
Right.
stuff are so pretty, so kind of cutesy and cozy. Like it's for the holidays. But there's something nice about having this for just a winter season scent.
100%. And now that we've been in this hobby for over a year,
Yeah.
I will tell you, they are exactly right when they tell you that in the middle of winter, you're going to be reaching for the beach. You're going to be reaching for frozen tuxedo. You're going to be wanting those that remind you of summer because it's not here now. Well, y'all, even though this is for sure locked into being a seasonal, it doesn't mean that in the middle of August, you're not going to want to go on this snowmobile adventure because I know I am.
Right?
So it's pretty simple, y'all. Just be Clark W. Griswold, who works with food additives, not preservatives. And he's going to put his new non-nutritive cereal varnish on the bottom of his snow disc. Well, just about the time you're ready to push him down the hill and see how that works, you're going to get your own. So head over to barristerandmann.com to find this and a bunch of other cool stuff. Well, I've had my shave, y'all, with promises, and even the exhaust note is absolutely charming, and without it, this painting would never be the same. We were commenting all day after we shot this how beguiling this scent was as we got used to it on our shoulders. Well, we loved this one. What a snowy adventure. And the lather, y'all, safe and smooth like ice skating on the face. One of the absolute best in all of the wet shaving world. We will be back. welcome to messages.
So for our January giveaway, we wanted to give you a chance to get one of the inaugural silks that just dropped at Adopted Acres.
Yeah, y'all, in the video you are seeing right now is us making the very first inaugural purchase on his newly turned on website at Etsy. Go check it out, and to be eligible for this giveaway, all you have to do is send us an email here to WeSentYou@theBarbershopDuet.com. It's the only way we communicate about our giveaways, and then check back here at the first episode of February to see if you are our lucky winner.
Best of luck.
You know what's funny? Leather's not even a scent note. It's just something in here that's suggesting it. Something between the peat and those saffron molecules. Something's giving us that sense, but I bet you it's intentional, because if it wasn't here, this would not be the same.
But it really is just setting the tone somehow. Like, I think my nose is just bouncing back and forth between a few, and it's creating that kind of vibe somehow.
And I love how Will has his talent to make this super clean also have an undercurrent of dirty to it.
Yeah.
I love that. It is such a human thing.
I think that's why the word rugged was really sticking to me. Like, I knew I was outdoors and I was crunching through some snow or living out there, you know?
And yes, that's a great word. Beautiful, clean, and rugged. Something snow-covered but manly underneath.
I agree. But I feel like I will vibe towards this scent more than I thought I originally would. Like, there's something very intriguing and adventurous about this.
Nice.
Don't forget your next appointment with the Barbershop Duet.
You'll smell better just watching this.